always a pleasure to speak with you, especially because of what you've done, not for this city, not for music, but I mean for this country. I mean, Honey Jam has become a leaps and bounds for artists who may never have been heard of, have gotten the chance to show their talent, and you've given them the stage for so many years. How does it feel being that type of person to give back in that special, special way?
Giving back, volunteerism, community service has been something that was instilled in me by my parents since I was a child. So it's just come natural to me, and I believe service is the rent we pay for living, and that it's something that we all should do to help others. I'm super proud of what Honey Jam has been able to accomplish in 23 years. It's 23 years this year. Can you believe it?
Don't keep telling me that. I can see the gray hairs in my hair, so I know.
Me too. But each year we try to keep it fresh. We try to stay relevant and find new and exciting opportunities for the artists.
Well, for folks who don't know, after 2 decades, what Honey Jam is, explain exactly what it is and why I talked about how important this platform is.
So it's a developmental program for young female artists. It's multicultural, multi-genre, and it's artists from all across Canada. So they come and they audition to get into the program, and then we take them through different workshops, songwriting camps, different performance opportunities, media opportunities, mentoring opportunities, being able to hear from accomplished stars like a Jessie Reyez, like a Janelle Monáe, Melonie Fiona, so many different artists. We had Marsha Ambrosius this year. We had Latoya Luckett from Destiny's Child last year. So it's amazing for them and very impactful, the different experiences that they learn. And they stay as part of alums forever. So I'll get a call asking to put together a Honey Jam showcase, and I can go back over the archives and choose artists from over the years for that opportunity.
And some of those artists include?
You mean who've been through the program?
Yes.
Nelly Furtado, Julie Black, Melonie Fiona, Jade Inc., who you would have recently seen on the launch, Kelly Lee Evans, who's a jazz artist signed to Universal France, Melanie Durant. So, yeah, we have a great group of alums.
The last 2 years, Honey Jam has really been, how do I put this? There's been a lot of significance with Honey Jam and what's been going on in the last 2 years. That's probably the best way to say it. I want to get your thoughts. Number one, with the Me Too movement, which has been outstanding for women to stand up. But at the same time, you've been helping with that Me Too movement, and we can say this, for 2 decades.
Yes. And that's really one of the reasons that Honey Jam existed and why it was all female, was to remove the element of that casting couch mentality and sexual harassment. And I remember being interviewed in the 90s and being asked what my goal was, and I said, my goal is for what I'm doing to not have to exist, because we're living in a society where it's not necessary to have to protect women in that way, because that behavior isn't happening anymore. And it is so sad for me to see all of this time later, to watch and listen to Jessie Reyes' song Gatekeeper. I encourage everybody to watch that video to get a visceral idea of what it is like for many young women in the industry and across a lot of industries. But I find in the arts industry, it can be a lot more pervasive in terms of the control that a producer could have over your career. So it's very sad to me. And yes, it is the topic du jour, and a lot of people are paying attention to it and wanting to do something about it. But it's very sad to me that it is still happening at the level that it's happening. I'm glad that it's being exposed, and I'm hoping that in the future things are going to be better and people will behave and treat everyone with a lot more respect.
The other thing that is very sad, as we speak just recently, Aretha Franklin passed away. We're never going to be able, but her influence, when I've been a judge for Honey Jam, I can hear her influence in those artists. Like I said, we'll never be able to replace her, but how do you feel, though, that you're being able to give that stage again to artists that have been influenced by her? And when I say influence, I'm talking real artists who can sing, not no little machines or whatever, and give their heart and soul to this industry and to their craft and to something that they love to do.
Now, another sad thing is that there are not many artists who are real, true, to the bone, to the soul
Absolutely.
artists who are also musicians, who actually care about their craft, and it's not just a marketing ploy or let me get a stylist to do this and whatnot. And those are the types of artists that we certainly want to groom and encourage and have them be inspired by the legacy of legendary, true artists like Aretha Franklin. And people call her the Queen of Soul. She was so much more. She was a producer. She was an amazing self-taught pianist. She stood up for the rights of women. She stood up for the rights of black people. She was involved in the civil rights movement. And so I think that we need to look at the full picture of who she was. She demanded that she be treated in a certain way. And she said, I refuse to play to segregated audiences. So she may have earned less because of it, but she was able to look at herself in the mirror. You know, having honor and integrity is also a rare thing. Being able and willing to take a stand and to not back down. And for a young woman to have been able to do that in the time that she did is extraordinary. And I think not enough attention is being paid to that side of her.
Absolutely. Thursday, what is going to happen? What type of performance are we going to see? And also, why is this showcase so important? Because it's not just about them being on stage, it's also who could be in the audience as well.
Right. So it's a platform for them to be seen at the show. It's the culmination of this season's events is the concert. So there'll be media there. There'll be people from the music industry there. And obviously people who could be their fans in the audience, other artists who might select them to open up for them or to co-write with them. So this is their stepping stone. This is their coming out party, as it were. And it's always a beautiful experience. They all write to us after the show and talk about how life-changing it was for them. And one of the reasons it's a beautiful experience for them is that it is not a competition, you know, and there's no pressure. We don't tell them who to be or what to be. We help them to be more of themselves. And so I'm always touched by how it is still, after all of these years, something that they're excited to be a part of. And that's what keeps me doing it after all this time.
And I wanted to just add in for folks who are listening to this whole interview on Rudy Blair Entertainment Media that, yeah, it is jaw-dropping. I've gone to many of the showcases, and I get stunned every time somebody goes up on stage because diversity, each artist is different and unique in their own way. But the one thing they all have similarities is that they're all so damn good. So they get tickets for something like this. Where do we go? What's the website? What's all the information? And for folks who want to even try out next year, where can they go for all of this?
They can go to our website, which is a one-stop shop, www.honeyjam.com. Our Instagram is @thehoneyjam, as is our Twitter. Tickets are available online. They will also be available at the door. And every year we support the YWCA Toronto programs for women and girls.
Oh, you know, and stupid me. Where is this happening and what time should we be there at?
The Mod Club, 722 College Street, doors 7, show 8 p.m. sharp.
Always a pleasure talking to you. And like I said, thank you for what you've done the last 2 decades and almost and a half. 25th anniversary coming up soon.
That's right. That'll be a huge milestone for us. And we're so appreciative to you and all media that help us to spread the word, shine the light on the great work, and on these amazing young artists coming up. Inside.